I was saying how I don't really have any yellow. I do now. This would be me. I'd be the fairy reading at the beach for sure. I've actually gotten so many comments from people asking like, are you doing a video about the sticky advents? And I'm like, yes, I'm so excited that you're excited to see me do it. I know everyone knows Australia for our spiders, but like check out the size of this guy. I thought, I know, I'll go have a chat with my friends about journals, and then there was a peach on my chair. But you can stay here, you can sit with me. Oh, this little bean. An unorthodox start to the journal vlog. Hi, welcome back. I have a question for you. If you're one of my Jubilant Journals or Page Majors channel members, I've actually already asked you this, but I need your help choosing my reading journal for next year. Peaches, you got some input? You got something to say? You think this one? Funnily enough, I think that's the one that's in the lead, babes. Now that there's a cat on me, I can't like reach over and grab my current reading journal, but she's attacking my belt loops. I'm currently working in a square journal, but it's 9 by 9 inches, so it's huge. And I like a big journal for my reading journal, so I want to go with a big journal again, but my heart has been telling me to go with a B5 rather than another square, even though these are a different size square. So I thought I'd just show you the ones that are on offer. I think I know which one my heart is telling me, but I just want to hear what you think. All 4 of the journals I'm about to show you are from TIEFOSSI, the very kind sponsors of the vlog today. Thank you, TIEFOSSI. They make really nice journals, which is why I have been using them constantly for the past couple of years. The range of covers on the TIEFOSSI journals is just so broad. Like, there is truly something for everyone. No matter what your aesthetic is, you'll find something there that you like. Over the past year, they've expanded their range of sizes so much. This time last year, we did not have B5s from TIEFOSSI. We did not have squares. And now I'm showing you 4 journals that I'm choosing between for my reading journal next year that are all sizes that they were not stocking this time a year ago. So I love that they're paying attention to what we're looking for in a journal and then really catering to those of us that use them. Another great thing about TIEFOSSI, they're based out of China, but they also have warehouses in the US and in Europe. So it can make it much faster and easier to receive your journal order. Depending on where you are, you could receive it in as little as like under 7 days. So here are our options. We've had a lot of love for this one in the comments. This one is the gold vintage in green in the B5. A lot of people have a lot of love for this one. This is not really my wheelhouse of green. This is a bit more olive than I typically go. I do think it's really nice, but it doesn't speak to my soul. So I don't think it's gonna end up that one. This, I believe, is the one that's in the lead in the poll currently. I think this is called the Crane Notebook. This is a square, beautiful navy blue. I have had a lot of blue journals in succession though. I'm like, is it time for something new? I think this is spectacular. Definitely gives the like storybook kind of romantic fairy tale vibes, which I really like about it. But is it time for a journal that's not blue? Which is funny because another one of the journals here that I have is blue. This is a B5. This one's the Leaf and Texture, which is a kind of a different composition to their other B5s. The way the spine is made is a bit different. See how like this one's kind of flat, this one's got more of a rounded spine. Completely similar in operation though, like lays flat really nicely. All the other features are still there, the pen loop and the ribbon bookmarks and the shiny gold page edges, dot grid paper, 160 GSM, ticks all the boxes, you know. And this one's another square. This is the floral lavender. It's got a beautiful soft like fabric cover. The color scheme is so pretty and romantic. I think this would be a beautiful reading journal, but this one didn't get so widely voted for in my poll. So it seems like this is the one that you guys want me to use. But I think this is the one my heart is telling me to use, even though I was like, do I want to use another blue journal? And this is another blue journal. I really do think I may want to go back to B5. All of TIEFOSSI's journals have everything that I look for in my creative journaling practice, whether it's for a bullet journal, whether it's for a reading journal, whether it's for memory keeping or some other purpose. I just think they're tough and hardy. There is just nothing not to like about a TIEFOSSI journal. If you're like me and you're also considering which journals you might be using for next year and it's time to invest to make the leap, make sure you pop in my discount code Erin Smith at checkout and you'll get 10% off at TIEFOSSI as well. Big thanks to TIEFOSSI for sponsoring the vlog, and do please let me know which one you want me to use. I have a live stream next weekend with my channel members where we're going to do some theme planning, so I really would like to know which journal I'm using by then, and like I know what my heart tells me, but if you gave me a really compelling reason as to why I should use a different one, maybe you could change my mind. So remember how I said I was going to try to romanticize the warmer seasons? Today we're doing that by going to a flower festival. I'm at the Toowoomba Carnival of Flowers with Chris. He's here too. And we're just frolicking a little. It's nice. No hay fever so far, so good. I know everyone knows Australia for our spiders, but like check out the size of this guy. Massive, biggest one I've ever seen. It's actually been a few weeks since my little adventure to the Toowoomba Carnival of Flowers with Chris, but I've been holding on to the footage because I wanted to pair it with the junk journal spread that I would make from all of the little bits that I collected, and also some photos that I took. And I thought it would be kind of cool to talk about junk journaling and memory keeping and how I do it in my journal. I did have a post about this on my Substack a little while ago, but I thought I would bring it over here too and just talk about it a little bit more because it's something I have really loved ever since I started including it only last year, actually, in 2024. The idea behind junk journaling is that you take pieces of ephemera, known as such because they are ephemeral. You know, this one is just for 2025. You won't be able to get this program again next year because there'll be a different one. The nature of it makes it ephemeral. Things like, obviously here I've got the official program and I've got this little brochure that's about corresponding food deals around town, but it could be things like train tickets if you're traveling, receipts, flyers, brochures, all sorts of things can factor into the junk that gets included in your junk journal. And I typically like to collect this stuff and put it all together later. But if you have time to do it kind of in the moment, then that'd be really fun too. Junk journaling is very low pressure. I really like that it doesn't actually have to be super involved. You're kind of just working within the limitations of what you have. Okay, there's less in here that I will end up using than I think I anticipated, but that's okay. The cover is gorgeous. This is kind of what I'm limited to here, and I thought I might include some stickers from this set as well in case I need to do any lettering. Toowoomba Carnival of Flowers has a lot of letters in it, so I may end up just using theirs. I've also got these just because they were still kicking around from my September theme, and this was actually something I attended in September, so that feels like a continuation that might be nice. I'm gonna start by just cutting off this entire cover page right here because I think it's beautiful, and I think maybe it will just get a whole A5 page of its own. This is my bullet journal under here, in case you were wondering. When I started out including these junk journal pages in my bullet journal, I was really just trying to fill up my notebook faster because I was using a journal that I wasn't really enjoying the experience of. If you were following along at the start of last year, in 2024, I was working in a watercolor journal and I was challenging myself to use watercolor in every theme for the first half of the year, and I wasn't having a great time. The watercolor paper was tearing up my pens. It's actually when I started getting into fountain pens because I had to use something that was a bit hardier on the paper that wouldn't just fray like a Pigma Micron. Do you see what I mean about this straight edge cutting tool, how it cuts kind of fuzzy? I got this one recently and it's not great. So I was trying to use up the pages in my journal more quickly, and I started including these memory keeping pages in order to do that. So to begin with, I was doing lots of photos on my HP Sprocket, and I was writing little notes and stories about what I was up to, basically what I do in my travel journal, because that was all I really knew how to do at the time. But as time went on, I've really transitioned into this more junk journal style where I'm not putting down my notes and memories so much, I'm just relying on the images and the bits of paper to do that for me. And it's faster, it's a lot less pressure, and I still loved the end result. Which is why we're doing one together today, so that if it's not something that you're already doing, you might maybe consider including this kind of thing for yourself in the future, maybe, if you wanted to. Also, then I moved into the TIEFOSSI journals, because obviously this one is my actual day-to-day bullet journal, the blue gold vintage one in A5. And they have way more pages than your standard 160 that you get in most journal brands, so I had plenty of room to play with. I am literally going to cover this entire left page with this gorgeous front of their program. This program was free, can you believe? Something that is really funny about my attending of this Carnival of Flowers, I hadn't gotten started on this whole flower pressing journal concept yet, but I did think that I was going to maybe find some flowers at the Carnival of Flowers to include in that. hilarious. I thought I was just gonna pick some up off the ground or something, obviously from like a botanical garden. I'm not gonna be taking them from their gardens, that would be awful. But why did I think they would be using flowers in their gardens that would like drop flowers? That would be so much maintenance for them. I think I'm gonna fussy cut around this. I don't usually do that, but I think it would be really fun. We didn't actually go to the exhibition gardens, but I like the flyer a lot. So I ended up finding like a couple of clover, and there was an edible flower on my lunch that I planned to keep, but I forgot about them and they kind of dried out. So I didn't end up doing anything with those. So since you're limited to the ephemera that you collect at the event, any photos that you want to include, obviously you're not limited really by anything. You can include whatever you want, but the chaos part of junk journaling is sort of the point. You can approach it any way that you like. And I definitely started out approaching it much more in line with how I approach my bullet journal spreads, but there's no sort of function to the page besides celebrating a really fun memory. So I've ended up just kind of approaching it by trying to fill the page as much as possible. Just explosions of color, lots going on, because it doesn't have to be for anyone but me. I actually have a little spring bucket list, and I want to put it in my journal. At the moment, it's just a list in my notes app in my phone. I'd seen a few people do them online and I thought, what a great idea. Like, that's really fun. Obviously, I'm trying to find all of the ways to romanticize the warmer seasons at the moment, because I typically hate spring and summer. Well, I don't hate spring so much, but I die in summer in Australia. I'm not built for this weather. I'm a winter girly. And I typically spend the whole season just whinging about how hot it is, but I'm trying to retrain myself this year to look for things that I like about these warmer seasons, to learn to find the beauty in them, maybe even learn to enjoy them. And so the idea of a seasonal bucket list I thought was really nice. Obviously, we are already part of the way into the season, whether that's spring and you're in the southern hemisphere like me, or autumn and you're in the northern hemisphere, but it's not too late to make one. Maybe just don't go too hard on what you want to include. I think that'll be cute across the top of the page here. And maybe I'll cover the Toowoomba Chronicle with the dates that we attended, potentially. I wonder if I could match a paint marker to that. So while keeping a junk journal is very much a little memory keeping activity and a fun little craft project, it's also a gratitude practice in disguise, and it's a way of being present. The pattern on the back of this is really fun, but because it's a flower festival, I feel like maybe I should focus more on the flowers. Do you think? Obviously, as with any kind of journaling, it is quite meditative. There's definitely a mindfulness element to it. Oh, look at these ones. Yeah, that'll be good. Bottom corners maybe? It's a little trickier when you're speaking to a microphone and trying to be coherent while you do it, like I'm doing right now. But when you're not trying to talk somebody through the process, you know, maybe you bring a cup of tea or a glass of wine to the little journaling party, or you do this with friends, especially if you went to the same event together. It can be a beautiful bonding experience. It can be a beautiful reflective experience. Look at this little cutie pie. Oh my goodness. And it can be really fun if it is something that you attended with friends too, because you might have the exact same brochures and things to work from, but you end up with spreads that look completely different. And I think that's really fun. Let's cut these corners out. Sorry, the light's a bit weird. I have my filming lights on, but it's the time of afternoon when my office fills with sunshine, which is so the vibe for this spread, is it not? Just gonna roughly cut these ones out first and then go back in with the fussy. Oh, that's gonna be tricky. What have I done? All of my photos basically are from Queen's Park Botanic Gardens, so I'll chop that out here too. Obviously, I mentioned we're trying not to put too much pressure on the end result of this spread. Do you know what? Maybe I'll even leave them like that, and then I don't have to do all the hard stuff. I'll just round out these edges. I'll cut it a little closer, but I don't feel like fussy cutting these flowers with lots of bits. I don't know what they are. So I recommend this in all of my workshops as well. And I know my friend Jessie at Stash World swears by this method. If you're not sure yet how the page is going to look in the end, don't stick anything down until you've had a good play. When you're working with paper, that's easier to do than when you're working with, say, a sheet of stickers. Not all of these are from the Carnival of Flowers, by the way. These two are not, but everything else. Oh, actually not the jacarandas either, but everything else is. Those have sticker backs on them. I could cut them out separately, you know, it's like a die cut sticker kind of situation instead of kiss cut stickers, but it can be a really good idea to just play with your placement of everything before you commit it to the page. Because once you stick things down, it's a lot harder to move them. That's rich coming from me. I move my stuff around all the time. I think I am going to layer maybe these darker ones, because we've got, maybe I don't love this color. I'm gonna stick with the light, soft pink frames here. Or, actually before I commit to that, because those have sticky bits on them, there was a page in here that had a beautiful sky, like a blue, that one, Private Gardens. That's really gorgeous. Maybe it would be better to do something with this and cover the page. I mentioned I do like to completely cover my pages when I'm junk journaling like this, if I can, so that it kind of looks, we can have Private Gardens in there. Oh, but then I like is this lavender? I do like that. Maybe a little something like this, and we get lots of color. I love the explosion of color. So I'm just gonna mark how far up the page I need to cut. I am gonna keep using my straight edge cutting tool, even though it's not the best, because it does still make my life a little bit easier. And then hopefully my little top garland will cover, yeah, no worries. Should I keep this little, is that a tulip? Should I keep some of that? I think so. I like how the yellow wraps up on this side. It doesn't do that so much on the other. And if you are using a piece, oh wow, that really didn't cut so well. What if I give it another go? Did it take anything off? Doesn't really feel like it did. Alas. I'm actually gonna, that one's really fuzzy. I'm just gonna give it a little haircut. Wow, that sucks. As I was saying, do I just need to press really hard? That worked a bit better. If you're covering a whole page with a piece like this, I actually recommend that you cut it a touch smaller than the page, just so that this inside binding here doesn't get really, really full and packed. Oh, this is cute. I'm not leaving myself a great deal of room for my own pictures though, am I? We'll deal with that in a minute. Let's get this down on the page first. Oh, we didn't go up to the viewing platform, I've just realized. Oh well, festival's over this year, it'll have to be next year. Oh, I've just realized how many thoughts I haven't finished while talking about this stuff. I made myself a spring bucket list, and attending a flower festival was on that list. So this is something I would get to cross off it. That one might be a bit too big for where I'm working, and maybe, no, that does still look good. Just like an absolute flower bomb, you know, we're just really going for it here. Yeah, let's commit this one to the top. I do really like that. I don't think I'll have time to set up the spring bucket list page in this week's vlog, but hopefully next week. And I have already, obviously, this is one of them, accomplished some of the items from that list. So I don't know yet if I'll set it up as a bingo board or just a checklist. This is gonna need the glue pen, isn't it? These glue pens are so good for this kind of thing. Just very targeted adhesive. Oh no, until they bleed a bit like that. That's okay, we'll just let it dry. Sometimes it takes a second to get it going, and then you get a lot in one go. I probably could have scented that a little better, but we're not going for perfection here. We're just going for a good time. This is a gold paint marker that I feel like might be a pretty good match. It might need more than one acrylic marker coat to cover that, so I'll just let it dry first. Maybe I'll just do one of these, and I can keep this for a different junk journal page in these spreads anyway. It doesn't have to always be all about the single event on a single page. I typically will have one that's just miscellaneous stuff from across the course of the month. Let me see if I can show you an example. Like this one, this is from July. It's just bits that I collected over the course of the month. So that doesn't really have a theme to it. It's just little things that came into my possession and I put them all down. How gorgeous is this? This is from a restaurant in Bowral. Put my little corner down here. This is not super thick paper, but it's not really thin either. It's that, you know, it's program paper from an event. So this is probably gonna bulk up the journal a little, but I'm okay with that. This is probably dry enough to do a second round. Yeah, look at that. We might do a third one too in a sec. All right, let's have a look at my pictures here. Peaches is not going on this spread. I definitely want this one though. This is me and Chris being cute. I think I might actually cut this one down quite a bit, make it a little square almost. Here's a little trivia about me. Since I was a wedding photographer for almost 14 years, when I see people at little photo opportunities like this, I am always the one offering to help them take a picture. Where am I gonna put this? I think I'll pop it up here because I know I can get them a really nice one, and then I'm always disappointed with the pictures that people take for me because obviously they haven't spent 14 years being wedding photographers, which is so fine. I haven't left myself a huge amount of room for these, have I? I think I'm actually just going to turn the page and start a collage over here of all of the overflow because I do want to use these pictures. I really like this one. I have butterfly wings. I know I am known for not liking butterflies, but like that's on stationery. This was as a cute little installation in a park, so it's different. Oh, that's really cute. Yeah, I'm just gonna put my other flowers down over here. The jacarandas, this is within my September pages. The jacarandas I'm saving for October because that's kind of more when they're doing their blooming. I've got some fake jacarandas right here in my little seasonal spring bunch of flowers. One more little floral moment down here, and these delicious sandwiches. I went with my friend Emily to a new cafe, so we documented it for the journal. Back to this one. I do want to add our little Queen's Park. I'm thinking maybe up here. I'll stick that right there. And I feel like I want some little loose things to sprinkle around. Do you know what I actually think would be great, but I don't think I have any, is like bee stickers. I think that would be so cute. Let's put one more layer of gold on this up here, make it opaque. But I do have these handy, and they are a bit of a different vibe. Because they're quite light, I feel like they would show up pretty well here. So maybe I'll just sprinkle some of these little ones around. Like one up here. This one has a hard edge on it, so I'll pop it right up against the edge of the page. Maybe, oh, I've gone wrinkly. Round about here. There we go. When there are hard edges on an image like these ones, I like to layer things over those to soften them up a little bit. Add some little sprigs around. We'll go with the butterflies because it is kind of a theme on this page already. Put him up here with this flower. This feels like it might be a fun mirror to that shape that we've cut out over there. This is a cutie pie. Let's put you right there. Some leaves, little bud, some more leaves. What else have I got here that's small? There's another butterfly. Where will we put you? Right there. See how the vision's coming together? It's starting to look very sticker bomby. That's what I want. I want lots. I want excess. I think I might actually take one of these ones. This has a little frame in the middle, but I can pretend that it doesn't and turn it into 2 stickers if I just cut along those lines, because this side does need a little bit more something now that there's so much happening over here. I'm actually going to go to the extent of trimming this one down into smaller bits so that I can fit them into different areas a bit better. So one at the top here. I didn't even put that particularly well aligned, but I don't care. I'll do one right here. I spotted another butterfly. There are so many little sprigs here that I would love to use, but they've got text on them and I don't want the text. Maybe we'll pop a butterfly here. I'm pretty happy with how this is looking. I've got another bud that I can use, not too close to the one that's already there probably, but maybe like right here to break up that edge. A tiny little bit of grass there. We've got another butterfly. I'm gonna put this one right on this flower, like it's just hanging out there. Oh, that's actually so cute. The butterflies just keep coming. I'm gonna put it here. And there's a little corner of my soul that's like, should I use the stickers that say Petal Dreams and put them like on the flower? Or up here, Petal Dreams. I mean, we've got the word flowers on the page already. Maybe we don't need it, do we? Do you know what? I think I like it just like that. So this is also going to get tucked over onto our subsequent like overflow spread here. That's gonna be fine. I still have a couple of other pages that I've left aside for September memory keeping too before I get into October. So I've got a little bit of catching up to do, but I hope you enjoyed this little insight into how I'm approaching memory keeping and junk journaling in my bullet journal. I'm trying to come up with ideas for my November theme in my bullet journal. I need to set it up probably today, but I have the new Paper Monogatari collection from autumn, so I thought it would be prudent to check that out first because there might be something in here that will spark some creativity. I always love Anna's collections, but I do feel like autumn is just when she absolutely shines, so let's see what we got. We're checking out the Dancing Leaves collection. We'll start with sticker sheets and papers. Just put the vellum up behind this one so you can see what's going on here. Do I need to lift this up so you can see? Maybe. Look at the red pandas. This is Dancing Leaves sticker sheet 1. Oh, look at this little face. Oh, that's so cute. This is sticker sheet 2, the ginkgo leaves. This is the kind of thing I could just use forever and ever and ever. Some lanterns and maple leaves. Momichi, a Japanese word for maple leaves tinted red in the fall, a symbol for the Japanese fall. Lovely. Seems ultra appropriate as Anna does live in Japan. That is Absolutely gorgeous. Mid-Autumn Festival, let's go. Sticker sheet 4. Oh, this is beautiful. It's making me want to experience Japan in autumn. I never have. I've been in spring. I've been in winter, but not in autumn. This one's, oh, my hand's shaking. Sorry about that. The one holding the camera. This is the Dancing Leaves sticker sheet 5. So this is the functional one. I really like the color on these ones. Always really appreciate that Anna gives you 3 months worth of headings for these ones too, so you can use them at any point across the season. I tend to hoard them and then use them much, much later, but very, very thoughtful inclusion. What if I just do this? That's probably much smarter, right? Dancing Leaves stickers 6. This is a cool idea. We've got just solid strips of color, almost like a little section of a thin washi tape on a sticker sheet. Oh, this makes me happy. Wow. I love a letter sticker at the moment. I'm really enjoying them. So this is making me so happy to see. We've got white letters on a dark background, available both in capitals and lowercase. And we have them in clear as well. Let me just, I want to know what this, oh yeah, it's like a thin PET and a black letter on a white background too, which is probably my preferred because then you can put it over the top of anything and you'll still be able to read whatever you wrote just because of that tiny little border. Then we've got paper parts, and look how beautiful this is, this art print. Also, it's got the little seal on it, which I think is a really nice touch too. And we've got paper. That's got so much texture to it. That's very, very lovely. Little floral pattern. Upside down, upside down. Kyoto in autumn, the old capital in crimson. Wow, this is like an excerpt from a textbook kind of feeling, like an encyclopedia. Bamboo, and it's got a really subtle text pattern through it as well. It's in Japanese. I can read the hiragana, but I can't tell you what it means. This one's a little bit sheer. I feel like the paper behind is showing through. Let me do it on its own. This feels like a maze, a labyrinth kind of a vibe. And this one is super lovely, the ginkgo leaves. Love that little pop of teal, that little accent. Shall we do little stickers and die cuts and stuff next? Here we are, frame. That's beautiful, very like palatial. Welcome to the rooms of the emperor sort of a style. Autumn. I remember we had one of these in the summer collection too. Autumn in Japan, Aki, drifts in like a quiet poem written in crimson and gold. Maples blaze with fiery momiji. Ginkgo trees spill golden coins across stone paths. Wow, that's beautiful imagery. And the air grows crisp with the scent of roasted kuri, chestnuts. Soft breezes carry temple bells through the hills, inviting contemplation of mono no aware, the gentle awareness of life's impermanence. That's so beautiful. We have a panda die cut sticker. Look how cute it is. Having a little chomp on the bamboo. We also have a little panda on his own, just in a slightly smaller, no background version. Red panda, who you've clearly just caught doing something, is looking back at you over his shoulder. That's really sweet. And this beautiful, vibrant sprig of maple leaves. And then we have the tapes. I feel like tapes are my weakness because they make my life so easy. One wide, we've got 2 regular and 1 thin washi tape, and we've also got a PET. This one is a deep olive green with text on, some script in a nice subtle kind of white. This one's all about the ginkgo leaves. It's actually really funny having this now because in my recent live stream where I was planning out the mystery journal themes with my channel members, I was saying how I don't really have any yellow. I do now. This would make such a cool border. It's actually kind of funny. I'm pretty sure I had a cup from the movies from when Aladdin came out. Oh my goodness, let's show my age now. That changed color when you put your cold drink in it, and I'm fairly certain it had this pattern around the top of the cup. The 90s were a good time. This one I think is my favorite. Look at that gold. The lanterns, the deep blue background is really lovely, very moody. That is absolutely stunning. I've just had a really close look and it looks like this is a pre-cut tape, which makes me so happy. Combinations of some text, some floral vignettes, some individual florals. Absolutely love it. I try not to open these things until I use them. By November, we'll be having like 30°C days. In fact, we're having that today. Today's supposed to be 30, so this is gorgeous, but it doesn't feel like my headspace right now. But very glad to have opened them. It's so grateful to Anna for sending me these. All of this is linked in the description in case you just fell in love. Since I'm still looking for my November theme, I thought I'd open this as well. This seems like a good time. This is from Runa Mareuty's Patreon. Okay. Oh, and this might actually be seasonally appropriate for me. Oh my goodness, the fairy beach. Oh, there's a little story on this one. Oh, that's so lovely. This is really cute. Okay, hang on. the Summer Fairy Pixie Dust glitter sticker. Once again, this is something I feel like my camera can't pick up, but it does have a really gentle kind of sandy, soft glittery texture on this kind of sticker from Runa. That is so cute. Look, she's listening to a little conch shell and she's got like butterfly wings. I don't love butterflies, but I like their wings on fairies. That's cute. And the hibiscus, oh, lovely. Okay. Fairy Beach Day journaling add-on. So we've got little washi strips and like a note sticker. These colors are so much fun. This one is the full-size art print, and how gorgeous and colorful. This would be me. I'd be the fairy reading at the beach for sure. And this is this sticker sheet, which is really cute. The sandcastle. Wow. Another gorgeous chill and reading girly. Oh, it's the same characters. They're just like up to different things. I see. And she has an umbrella, so I respect her decisions. Meanwhile, our friend from earlier is riding on a turtle, which is so cute. The ice cream is really pretty. I love this as a concept. I don't know that I have enough here to make a full theme out of it though. I feel like I might want something like this for January maybe? I really like it. I think this is gorgeous. I don't know if it's my November theme though. I think I'm just tired and I'm having trouble choosing because I go so hard on my October themes that I don't have much juice left in the tank to do November things. Okay, I think I'm actually on to something here. I remembered the existence of this tape that I got from Journal Say months ago. I've sort of been waiting for the right moment. It's upside down, but I think this as the basis, I've got this pastel purple that kind of works with it. Picked out a couple of markers, and I also have like these two mustardy, that's about as yellow as I really have most of the time. I thought we'll do waterfall tabs because that takes up a lot of decoration for me. Great when you're tired, and I'm just gonna roll with this because that's sort of all I've got in mind.
Any of the journals, despite his restraints, he may be able to interact with a head twitch.
If you've been following along with my vlogs over the past few months, you might know that I recently got a gorgeous new desk, which is actually a gorgeous old desk. And it sparked this whole office makeover that I didn't really have factored into my year. As part of that makeover, I'm filling out the wall behind the desk in a very cottagecore kind of thrifted frames, lots of wood and gold, gallery wall. I'd sourced quite a decent collection of frames, but I hadn't actually put the artwork in them yet that I wanted. So I set up on the floor of my living room and Peaches helped me decide which pictures would go into which frames. I sourced a few images from Creative Fabrica, some beautiful artwork from an artist called Caleria Studio. They have a really beautiful oil painting impressionist kind of style, which is exactly what I was looking for. And I also sourced some public domain images of some famous artworks from some of the famous impressionists like Monet and Degas. I got those from a website called RawPixel, and I really enjoyed the experience of using that site because it has some really good features as far as its filters. Like you can filter out AI, which I wanted to do, so I found that really helpful. And I got all of these artworks printed on Canson Rag fine art photographic paper at my old print lab where I used to get my wedding clients' prints done, and I love the way they turned out. I've put all of them in front of the glass so they're not reflective. So from left to right here, the first one is Degas' Dancer in Green. I've actually edited it a little bit bluer, sorry Degas. The next one is from Caleria Studio on Creative Fabrica. It's called Woman Oil Print. Then I've got Renoir's Spring Bouquet from 1886, and the last one is Summertime by Caleria Studio. I haven't put them up on the wall yet because I haven't worked out the right configuration, so stay tuned to the vlog if you want to see that happen. I'm shooting my spoiler video for the Sticky Advent calendars today, and I've just dived into my storage area and found some Christmas stuff to style it with. I've actually gotten so many comments from people asking like, are you doing a video about the Sticky Advents? And I'm like, yes, I'm so excited that you're excited to see me do it. So thank you for that. I don't think I'm gonna do like a talking head bit for this video. I've been so tired this past week. I haven't really wanted to like put on a full face of makeup and talk to a camera. I find it easier to just do like hands and voiceover for that kind of thing. So that's probably what we're gonna do. But let's get this looking like Christmas a little bit. The absolute masses of cat hair that are now stuck to my poinsettias. What is this?